All right, we are live, everybody. Um, it is back to the bricks. I don't know if you guys missed the bricks, but the bricks are here. The bricks are here, and the bricks are here to stay. All right. And, I realize it's important. The bricks are part of the brand. At the end of the day, the bricks are part of the brand. So the bricks are here to stay. Let me put this on the Twitter. Everybody. Emmanuel first, Range Rover. Range Rover, you were not first. Emmanuel was first. He beat you. King of Dreams, Red Day. What's up? What's up? Live now. Stock market open. All right, that's on Twitter. Yeah, today's an interesting day. Let's pull up the Weeble. Things are green in pre-market. It's just obviously things are red from yesterday. So like Palantir is at 1277, which is a little bit up from 4 a.m., but it's not the best, obviously. So here we are. It's going to be interesting. So Fridays in general in the stock market suck because that's how Fridays are. But that's kind of how it is. Anashtara says it's going to be red. We'll see. Legend of C, good morning. Good morning to you, Randy. Yes, the Fed wants and Brandon wants to make retail. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see that. Palantir long says red, then finish strong green. Did you put up the bricks because you're a Lakers fan? I'm trying to get that joke. Did I put up the bricks because I'm a Lakers fan? No, I'm not even a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron fan. But this year has been, I don't even want to talk about it. What do the bricks have to do with the Lakers? I don't know. I think I'm missing something here. Checking in with Palantir, 5,000 shares at 13.50. Man, I wish I had 5,000 shares. I have 2,000 shares and my average is at 20. So you're in such a good position. Oh my goodness, Bitcoin. All right, let's start talking about that. 42, 2,000 away from hitting 30s again. The Bitcoin magazine was Range Rovers to sue all day. Fear-mongering in media seems like it's back now to sell everything end of times. Yeah, it's so weird, Jacob. I appreciate that. It's so weird. I mean, there were some Twitter gurus that I follow that on the market, and they're talking about end of the world now. And like a week ago, they were like, it's time for growth to come back. And I'm just like I get it. It ebbs and flows with the market, but they're so definitive in their statements when things are good and when things are bad that it's hard to trust anyone when they say something. I mean, I just try to analyze it. I rarely make predictions. I really don't make predictions. I'm like, that's not. What am I going to make a prediction on that's going to make sense? And I don't feel that confident yet in my financial analysis skills to be able to make a whole. I'm not going to make a video saying a recession is coming. I just don't know if that's true. Like, I could put two and two together. I could still be wrong on that. So Bitcoin's at 42,000. Now the Bitcoin conference was yesterday. I don't know if it's going to go on today. I don't know if it's a multi-day event. But it was yesterday, and Peter Thiel, co-founder of Palantir, he gave a keynote, and let's just say it was an interesting keynote. I thought it was a little bit funny the way he was talking about some of this stuff, but he did give a keynote. And Kathy Wood was there with Michael Saylor giving a keynote. It was interesting. It was interesting, that's for sure. We can talk about it. Throwing up bricks. Okay, the Lakers. Oh, they were shooting bricks all season. Yes, I should have got that joke. Yes. Well, Lakers suck this year. I can't deny it. I can't deny it. Costco, 608. Wow. So this might be a traditional kind of value stock play going for Costco at past 600. It was at 580 or 590 the other day. Peter Thiel, Satoshi. Could you imagine if Peter Thiel was Satoshi? Like, this whole time, it was Thiel. The whole time. Everyone was trying to wonder. It was Thiel. The thing is, if it was Thiel, he would be like $1 trillion because he would have so much Bitcoin. And he, complains about how he missed out on buying a lot of Bitcoin. So it's probably not going to be Petey. Open Door, $7 pre-market, doing bad. ETH looking like it's going to come back to 2000s. Weejo sucks. Amazon, if Amazon goes back to 2000s, that would be a hard reversal because Amazon had a phenomenal move up, and it just kept going. It's so crazy how algorithms will just sell everything off when things are bad, and like these stocks will just go back down to reality. It's like crazy. Arnie investing in the chat. Predictions are for economists. Do that only if you are paid to predict random stuff with no skin in the game. Else, you just need to focus on spotting excesses. Yeah, I agree. If you need to write articles about how the economy is going to do, then and you're an economist, maybe. But if not, you got to find opportunities. Uber's below 40. Again, I hadn't seen Uber in a couple of weeks, and I did not know Uber was struggling this much at 30. Let's look at their 6 months. So Uber was at 44 for a while. So it reached 30. Wow, I can't see. This is crazy. It reached 30 in January. I guess I haven't even clicked on the ticker for so long. I did not know. Like, I guess this is my version of Uber. In November, I thought 42, 46, that was the Uber price. I literally just didn't have them on my watch list. So they went back down. What do you think about DraftKings? Well, it's a Kathy stock. And, with a Kathy stock, it's a Kathy stock. $17, like, this is kind of ridiculous. It was at 54 or some shit. What was it? 6 months. Yeah, it was at 51 in September. It was even, it was above that? $65 September. Their earnings sucked. I don't know why the business is so innovative. It's gambling, like, like, again, and I'm not trying to hate on Kathy, but I'm just like, what is this? Like, at some level, you got to admit if you were wrong about something. And she admitted she was wrong about China, She obviously admitted she was wrong about Palantir. But when you keep a stock when you keep a DraftKings position before you keep a Palantir position, I don't get it. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, you sell Palantir over DraftKings. You think DraftKings has more room to grow, because that's functionally what you're saying. That DraftKings has way more room to grow over Palantir. But you could liquidate other positions to free up whatever you need to buy into Roku. You do not have to free up. You do not have to sell Palantir. It blows my mind. Like, I don't get it. Joseph says Amit is legit. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. Yo, when is Palantir's next earnings? It should be May. Last year was in May. So likely looking at May. Let's be honest, 90% of retail investors are just better off buying SPY or some ETF. A lot of retail investors think they can stomach certain stocks, but always buy. Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you're a retail investor and you got a traditional job and you got family and kids and all that stuff, you don't have time to look in the markets, yeah, buy some VTI, VOO, SPY, buy whatever. But if you want to pick stocks, like I got around 40 grand into Palantir. I think that 40 grand can easily turn into 400 grand. Easily over time. And I say easily because I've done so much due diligence that I'm like, this company's obviously going to explode. But it takes time. It just takes time. That's all. And I can, it's not that I can afford to lose that 40 grand, but I don't need that 40 grand. But that's why I haven't been buying stocks anymore. Like, I stopped buying in February. I think I bought like one share in Palantir in March. Like, I literally haven't bought because I put so much money into the market. Like, at this point, I'm done. Like, even though these prices are great, like, I don't have anything else to buy. Like, I put a lot of money into the market. I think you guys know, I have a startup, and we're looking like we're going to start, officially, I'm going to quit my job, go full time into that, because we're probably going to raise a round of financing, for the startup by the end of May. And all the money, and I'm not taking a salary at the time, right? So, like, literally the only income I have will be whatever I make from YouTube, which is not, like, enough to live off of, and everything that I've saved. And so right now I'm finishing up some of my final contracts to save up that money, and then I'm going to have 15 months of living off that. Like, I did a lot of it. I think I'm, I want to say I think I'm good with budgeting and my money. Like, I literally calculated all of the expenses I will have from now, from June, because that's when I stopped working, until the end of December 2021. And with all of those expenses, I'll need around $8,000. So I included my car insurance, my car payment, my haircut. Believe it or not, like, I actually do have to get a decent amount of haircuts just because my hair is kind of crazy. Food, gas, even though I won't be driving too much when I don't have to work, like, not as much as I am right now, but gas. I bought this new laptop. This was about $1,600. I make like a $130 payment every month on that. And then, like, miscellaneous expenses. So all together, and what I'm saving up is a decent amount more than what I need to survive for the rest of the year. This is what happens when you're doing a startup. When you're doing a startup and you're not getting a salary anymore because you have to quit your job. Like, you got to have all your savings, right? You got to have enough to survive, and you got to be able to manage your money. So, because of that, essentially, that means that I can't invest in the market because I've got 64 grand in the market, and it's in the market. It's there. Like, so that 64 grand is part of my net worth, but it's a 64 grand that I'm literally not touching for like the next decade. So the hard part is, over the next year, I don't think I can add that much to my portfolio because, again, I'm not going to have an income as long as this, as long as I actually start working on my startup. And when I mean working on my startup, I've been working on it with a job and everything for a year. Now we're at the point where I can actually quit everything and go full time because I think we're going to raise a round of financing. That's what I mean. This lip smacking drink is getting me faded. I don't know how you guys, like, the only reason I lip smack is not because of arrogance. It's just to, like, collect my breath. That's the only reason I've ever done it. Yeah, like that right there. That's not to be, like, rude or anything. That's literally to collect my breath. Some people do other things, but I'll try to stop. Amit started an LLC right yeah, bro, I have an LLC. So my consulting business right now is an LLC. I've had an LLC since 2018, since I was in college. And I the problem is, I was just talking to my tax person, and I wrote off as much as I could write off, and it's still, because there's a 15.3% self-employer tax, 15% of everything that's left goes to the government. So it's like I wrote off a lot. And it's getting to it got to the point where, like, I couldn't legally write off more stuff because I had nothing else to write off. The problem is my LLC did make some money the past year, and as a result of that, you gotta pay taxes, and it's just like, man, it sucks. It sucks so much, bro. But it's also like, that's why they say the only thing in life is that's final is death and taxes. It's like, that's it, death and taxes. 60 grand in the market in your 20s is pretty awesome, to be honest. Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, it's 40 grand now. So it's not 60 grand anymore. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm leaving it there. I'm not adding to it. I'm not taking anything out from it. It's there. I don't even look at that. And hopefully in 2 years, it'll become like 120 grand. Like, if that would double, that'd be awesome. All right, 1 minute away from the market. Is everyone ready? You guys better get ready. Either put your the volume down or turn it all the way up, because it's time. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm giving you the warning right now. There's the green right there. It's decently green today, but again, we're gonna see how this turns red in a little bit. Are you ready? I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a big one. There we go. Market is open. Wake your ass up and look at the red. Okay, that's a lot of red. 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 Facebook, what's Facebook doing? Facebook's at 230. Obviously, Facebook's recovered heavily from 185. So anyone who bought that dip. Whoa, is that hold on. I feel like there's a wrong Amazon, because that's not the right Amazon. I was like, Amazon dropped? No, that's not really Amazon. Amazon's still at 30. 31. Yeah, 31. Okay, Palantir, 1276. Not bad. Nothing crazy on there. Nice red candle there. Beautiful. Of course, beautiful. Ready for pain. I loved it. Illy says I pay over 25 to 40K in taxes. Yeah, man, when you make more money, you pay more. That's just how it is. That's literally just how it is. Amit's bell always cracks me up. Guys, come on. This is the market. We got to wake up. It's Friday. It's Friday. We got to end out the week. All right, so Palantir sucks right now. It's in the gutter. Twitter's coming back to life a little bit, even though Twitter up from 38 is very good. So Elon, I don't know if you guys saw Tom's video, but basically Elon failed to file his holdings on time with the SEC, because obviously he owns more than 5%, and you have to file every time. And if he did, obviously the stock price would have jumped, right? And he was buying it when it was like 30, 35, 38. So he functionally saved $170 million, because if the stock price had jumped up to 50, which we saw it did, and he wanted to accumulate to his 9% ownership stake, then he would have had to pay a lot more money. So even if the SEC fines him, like, he saved a ton of money not filing those disclosures, which is kind of crazy. because I didn't think you could just not file certain disclosures. Like, I didn't know you could just not do that. Like, it's kind of like, okay, I guess you could just not do that and like you get away with it. I don't know. I wouldn't want to risk that, but Netflix is at 360. Ha ha ha. Communist Day. Ha ha. Tom Nash is in the chat. Yeah, man, it's rough. Tom, you come in the chat every time I talk about you. Literally right when I was talking about you, you came in the chat. Emmanuel, thank you for the super chat. Cowbell donation fund. Appreciate you. $13, 14 Canadian dollars. Bitcoin is down. That conference again, we're going to take a couple of clips at it. It's very, very interesting what's going on with that conference. Peter Thiel was just like hardcore libertarian at that conference. It was really interesting. Roku 115. It's red. All I see is red. DraftKings, we're just talking about it, below 17 now. Let's look at Goog. I think Goog's at 27. Goog's at 27. Okay, so Goog's was at 25 for a while. Now it's at 27. It almost hit, it hit like 29, I think, when the bull market thing was rallying. Now we're back to 27. Goog, it's hard to see Goog, like, not surviving this and not being an amazing buy the dip opportunity. But again, it depends on the macro. It really depends on the macro. His ears were ringing. Tom, your ears were ringing all across wherever country you're at when I rang the cowbell. I love that. Yeah, that's interesting. Tom, I found your grandpa's Twitter. Tom Nash is a Salvic cyber confirmed. The conspiracy is real. I guess so. All right. Let's go on to CNBC. Let's see what CNBC is talking about. Let's see the headlines there. And then we'll go to Bloomberg as well. By the way, you know Bloomberg charged me $34 because I had signed up to the subscription for $1.99 for 3 months. And that 3 months ended in April. And then I checked my bank account and it is $34. I was like, shit, I do not want to pay $35 from Bloomberg. So I just imagined that I paid $12 a month over the past year. That's how I stomach that $35 payment. I was like, shit. Like, I hate when you forget to cancel this thing. I was like, I don't need $35 because Bloomberg, I appreciate them, but they're not worth $35 to me. I don't need them that badly, Okay, nothing that crazy on Bloomberg. S&P 500 slips as Wall Street heads for losing week on Fed angst. Well, we can talk about the Tesla robot stuff. That Tesla robot stuff was amazing. The Tesla Cybertruck demo. It was pretty awesome. I don't know if you guys got to see it yesterday, but it was really, really dope. Don't follow his Twitter. It's a bad idea. Did you end up picking up some NTR on that dip? No, I didn't. Again, guys, I'm not putting money into the market. I got to save up for going for my startup, so not that. My grandpa will get banned 100%. If you follow him, you may get banned with him. Tom, I hope you're not lying that it really is your grandpa, because this is hilarious, the fact that it is your grandpa. Yeah, this news did come out, guys. Dozens killed as Russia strikes Ukraine rail. I saw this in the morning. This is rough, man. Like, I know the media is not covering it as much anymore, but, like, it's still a thing. And, it's rough when you see stuff like this. They were killed in an attack. Because the way I'm seeing it also on the news is that there's coming to some type of peace agreements. But then you see this stuff, and you're just like, it's rough. Let's see this Twitter. The missile attack this morning on a train station used for evacuations for civilians in the Ukraine is despicable. I am personally appalled by the loss of life, and I will offer my condolences to President. My thoughts are with the families of victims. Yeah, man, things are rough. Have you ever used the Bloomberg terminal? Low price of $30K USD a month. First of all, it's $25,000 a year. It's not $30K a month. But no, I've never used Bloomberg because, like, I'm not at the point where I need the news literally second by second. Again, I'm not trading stuff. I'm just holding long. So, like, I can get the news 5 minutes late. It's okay. But yeah, that's definitely not something I'm willing to pay for. All right, let's go to CNBC. Let's see some early clips in the morning. What do we got here? CNBC. I don't even know how to believe Jim Cramer anymore, bro. Because the market's gone up, down, up, down. It's like, how could you, like, try to believe that guy? It's hard to just, like, think about what he says. All right, let's read this. Let's see this one. Tesla continues to face execution challenges. Let's watch this, and we'll talk about the Tesla demo day.
And Tim, this opening was anything but your average factory opening. What kind of crowds turned out for this?
Well, thousands and thousands more online watched it live. And I've been to several new plant openings, and they're never this exciting. They never get this kind of attention. And that ability, that capability to get so many eyeballs, so many people beyond just the media and investors to be looking at this is rather remarkable, and kind of speaks to the movement underway that Elon Musk has done since that Roadster first came out.
What about momentum? I mean, this has been a huge week for Elon Musk. We haven't stopped talking about him all week, and I don't think that's just a reflection of us. He has been front and center with everything he's done from Twitter and beyond. What does that mean just in terms of momentum building up to this?
Yeah, absolutely. Elon Musk kind of believes in this idea of momentum, that good results build on good results, wins beget wins. And this week is definitely all about momentum, right? With the surprise of Twitter and these sorts of things. There's just excitement around the company and around him. In fact, I wonder if when we looked at the Cyber Rodeo, if not for all of the news around Twitter earlier in the week, if we might be looking at this event a little bit more skeptical. Not because it's not a huge achievement, but because, yet again, Tesla is behind on some of its things. The Cybertruck now pushed to next year. The the Roadster sports car still delayed. He's talking last night about them coming next year, which would please a lot of customers who have waited many, many years for those vehicles. But the execution continues to be Tesla's challenge here. As much as they have accomplished, they're still a very young company, and they haven't quite figured out how to seamlessly bring out new product.
Hey, Phil, let's talk.
It's kind of crazy when he says that, because I'm like, yo, Tesla's done so much in the environment that they're in. And I get what he's not saying it in a negative way, but it's like wild to hear someone say that, like they still don't know how to execute, because it's like, goodness, they're $1 trillion company. But I get what he's saying, right? It's hard for them to put out a new product, obviously, because they don't have the scale of like Toyota or something. But that's why these what do you call it? All these factories that they're building up is just like crazy. The fact that they have these factories and that they're building them up and that they're legit. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Gigafactory is where the first run of Terminators will roll off the line. That stuff was wild. Amidception, when each window shows within another video window. Yeah, that's how the OBS broadcasting is. Theo says, Amit, what are you doing today? What's your average day like? We're blessed, aren't we? So, I actually am on spring break for the next 2 weeks. Spring break meaning the clients that I work with, they're not working the next 2 weeks. That means I'm not working the next 2 weeks. So this week has actually been pretty, good. Like I just got a lot of stuff done. I had to actually file some forms with the SEC the other day because I have a startup, and you have to file forms when you have a startup and you raise money from people. So I had to do that. Got that done this week. And basically last night was really good. I like nights where I get to brainstorm and strategize myself. So when I sit here and I kind of just think. And last night I really got to think heavily on some ideas that I had to execute on. So I spent last night a good 5 hours just thinking and just really getting some thoughts together. And this whole week been the same thing, So next week I also have and usually I'm working from 2 to 10 in terms of I have to drive and go places. So the fact that I don't have to do that for the next 2 weeks, it just gave me a lot of time to think. Quarantine Quartet, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Thank you, Quarantined Quartet. I'm gonna go to your channel right now. Do you make content? Yeah, you make content. Oh wow, you make guitar content, guys. Check him out in the super chat. He makes let me check that out real quick. I always love music content so much because it's music, it's beautiful. Yeah. You guys can see me now. Quarantine Quartet. Go to your channel. Oh, this is so cool. Are you a family of guitarists? This is so cool. I tried to play the guitar and I sucked at it, but let's look at one of your shorts. That's so dope, bro. That's so dope. This is the beautiful thing about these social platforms. You can find so much content from so many different people. That's so dope. Yeah. You guys should definitely check them if you're into this stuff. That's so dope. I love seeing that stuff. Super super dope. All right, let's go back into the market. We will see how things are going. What is your startup, by the way? I don't think I've ever heard you talk about it. I will be talking about it soon. You guys actually might get a chance to participate in it. I'll be talking about it soon. But if anyone does have disposable income and you are interested in potentially participating in an angel round, hit me up at dailypalantir.com and I will give you a lot more information about it. We have some awesome angels that are joining. One of them you guys might not know. You guys might know very well. His name starts with a T. He might be putting in a little bit of cash into it. And I think that's the other thing. Like, I think when I think about the direction of the channel, I don't think I want to be talking about Palantir and stocks forever. I do think I want to diversify. However, when I really go all in on my startup, I don't know if this is the channel to do it on. I think this channel will get some videos around my startup, but I think I will start a separate channel that documents the journey of that startup. Because I do think this channel is more for people who just want like market updates and stuff like that. So I don't know how much you guys would be interested in like the journey of a guy trying to build a $1 billion company. Maybe some videos here and there, but I don't know if you want that 24/7 because the content we're going to create is going to be a lot, and that might just go on a different channel. So, this music was great. You're killing it. Yeah, the music was awesome. Palantir is a growth stock. It's declining because the Feds are raising interest rates. That is not true. I mean, like you could say that in the macro, but like interest rates are not necessarily the reason why Palantir is declining. Palantir is declining because the whole market's declining. Interest rates don't really affect Palantir. They don't need to borrow money, right? So like interest rates will compress valuations in general as a growth stock, but it's not like the sole reason why you should think Palantir is declining. Palantir is declining because the entire market is declining. That's the hard reality of it. Now, but the Fed has to increase interest rates. Let's not be confused here. We are in a bad inflationary environment, and I think inflation will go down. I saw a report that it should go down to 4% by the end of the year, and hopefully that's true. But the Fed needs to control this stuff. We've had 2 years of just way too much liquidity being pumped into the market, so it's important to think about it. Bro, keep the channel. No, I'm keeping the channel. The channel is not going to die out. I'm still going to be posting on this channel. It's just a question of what content do I post on this channel. So definitely will keep posting. I think this channel can get to 100,000 subscribers. I really do think so. It's just hard because you got to break the algo to get into different niches. Palantir is a great niche for me, but it's like, what other things can I talk about? And I think I can talk about a lot of things, but what other things can the algorithm also work with me on to get me into different niches? It's just hard, when you're growing a YouTube channel. You got to really dissect it, be very strategic about it. I also haven't had one video that's gone super viral yet. A video that like consistently is getting thousands of views for you, months after you post the video. I don't have that video yet. Like YouTube has not given me that one video that like took me to 100,000 by itself. And some channels, they get that video and it takes time to get it, but a lot of it depends on YouTube. So I just haven't had it yet. Illy, I see your comment. Email me at amit@dailypalantir.com. Please email me because I don't have your email, but email me. I will send you the information around it. I've had some people that invested from YouTube, so please email me. I'll give you the whole pitch and you'll talk about it before it actually goes live. So definitely email me, amit@dailypalantir.com. Email me today, like in the next 5 minutes. I will email you back. Don't focus on subscriber numbers. Put out good content and subscribers come naturally. Yeah, Zach, I agree with you. It's just hard because like February I got 4,000 subscribers and March I barely got 1,000. So it's like it's the ups and downs of actually growing a YouTube channel because you're like trying to like figure out why the hell did I get 4,000 people in February and I can't get even 1/4 of that in March. And you could say maybe it's quality of content changes in 2 months, but I don't really think so. I think it's just like I don't even know. Like I don't know the answer. Like I think I put out as many videos, if not more, in March. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but it's hard sometimes to analyze it. It is a little bit difficult to analyze it. Guys, like the video. 122 people, only 8 likes. Yes, like the video, guys. Why have you not liked the video? I had a crazy dream last night, by the way. That comment just triggered me to remember my dream. But now I forgot my dream. But I knew my dream was crazy. It was about a girl, obviously. I just can't remember. It was, oh yeah, it was about this girl. And we were at McDonald's. And Justin Bieber was there, okay? And there was a competition for if you could dress like Justin Bieber, but you had to take a shower in the McDonald's, and then after the shower you had to put on an outfit that made you look like Justin Bieber, and Justin Bieber was the judge, and if you look closest to him, you would make it to finals. And there were a bunch of kindergarten kids there too competing with us, and I guess I was in high school because I was on a bus with a bunch of high schoolers. And there was a girl there that I liked. It was so weird. Like, the dream was so... And I have weird dreams when I take melatonin. I didn't take melatonin this time, so I don't know why I didn't have the dream. It was a crazy dream. No, because you are only about Pouncer and ignoring my comments. That's why. What is your comments? Only Pouncer talk will ever get you 100K. Yeah, I'm not ignoring that comment. I didn't see that. Maybe not. I mean, I think, that's just the nature of YouTube. You stick to a niche, and that niche can potentially drive you up. But I do think people can diversify from niches. I don't think niches are stuck in stone. So as a result of that, I don't want to stay in one niche forever, obviously. But we got to see. Zoom's at 110. Zoom's getting crushed, down 3% today. Where's ARC? ARC's probably low 60s. Ugh. If we get back to 54, 56, it's just like the last 2-week bull run never happened, basically. Salesforce, oh my gosh, below 200. Why is this happening? Hold on, what's the 5-month on this? Or 3 months? It was at 260. All right, that was December. Oh, it got to 184. And all right, so that was the low for Salesforce. Wow. Salesforce got hit. Goodness, 184. Now it's back to 199. Sheesh, that's a lot. That's a lot. What do you think about Polestar Oatly? Is Polestar public? I keep forgetting. Is Polestar public? Let me know if Polestar is public. Their cars are pretty dope from what I understand, and I don't think they'd beat Tesla obviously, but it's nice to have them in the mix. Oatly, I know this is a Jeremy favorite stock. I mean, if you buy into the mission that oat milk is going to take over regular dairy milk, then Oatly probably has, the biggest level of market share. But again, Oatly, Honest, TTCF, they're going to get crushed right now, just like a lot of the other stocks. TTCF. $11.24. Okay. $11.24. Amit, what's your take on Snowflake? Phenomenal business. Very not overvalued, but it is richly valued. They're growing at 100% year over year. I think they deserve this valuation. Maybe it could be a little bit lower, but I wouldn't buy it because if you're like, for me, I want something that's going to grow, and I think they're already at $100 billion market cap or something. Let me check that right now. Snowflake. Yeah. Never mind. They're at a $66 billion market cap. It's just they're rich, right? So they're at 200. So if you want to double it, it has to go to 500, which is just, Palantir doubling from 13 to 26 just seems way more doable than Snowflake going from 200 to 500. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't. I mean, I personally, if I had money, I wouldn't buy it. But like, they're a great company, phenomenal company. I also just think at the end of the day, they spent $150 million on sales and marketing in their last earnings. Like, they spend more on on marketing than they spend on product. Palantir has a fundamentally stronger product at the end of the day. It's just that simple. And the new Foundry in Action templates that CodeStrap just launched, guys, you got to check out this video. Let me just show it real quick. I'm not going to show the video, but I did an article on it yesterday on dailypalantir.com. This is the video. You guys need to watch it because he took the clip of me and Richard Barlow in the beginning. And I basically asked, why can't Palantir copy Wejo? And Richard basically answered that Foundry has this sort of distribution level and Wejo has a particular IP. And so CodeStrap started talking about what that distribution level really is. And that this templates video, it really highlighted why Foundry can have massive network effects for developers, because every template you build is goes into the network that other developers can benefit off of. It's like really cool stuff. Additionally, this video has to get approved by Palantir before it goes out by CodeStrap. As you see at the bottom right, it says copyright 2022 Palantir Technologies. That means someone from Palantir knows who I am, because they had to watch the first 30 seconds of the video, right? And there's me right there. So someone from Palantir had to watch this part, and they had to confirm the video to go live for CodeStrap. So I'm just saying, kind of a big deal. That's all I'm saying. Amit, with the with the Tesla and Amazon stock split, what effect will that affect your decision to buy shares because they are cheaper? More again, I think I mentioned this in the earlier, Stevie, because I have a startup and I have to save all my money because I will not be getting a salary once I quit my job to go all in on that startup, which hopefully is around end of May. I am putting no money into the market. I have $64,000 into the market. That $64,000, I'm hoping by the end of the year could go to $100,000 if things go well. But that $64,000 is what I have. About 40 in Palantir, another 20 in a biotech company. It's such a dumb portfolio. But I literally don't have the money to put into the market. Like, I put in $12,000, and for someone who's 24, that's like $6,000 a month between January and February. So like, I put in what I put in, and then I think in in December or September through December 2021, I was putting in like $3,000-4,000 a month. So I put in a lot of money. It's a lot is in there. Now I'm laying back and I'm hoping it comes back. Even though I want to buy more, but at this point, my startup I think can have 1000x return, but that it's a whole different type of risk, right? I have to go all in onto that startup and like really make it become something. I have to concentrate all my energy into that. And in order to do that, I obviously need to not have a full-time job if I'm going to go all in, which means I need to have money to be able to pay for my living expenses. And I'm saving up all my money right now in order to go on that journey. So that's kind of my situation. The stock market at best is going to give me, 2, 3, 4x, hopefully in the next couple of years, maybe, right? Obviously, I'm hoping Palantir could do a 10x by 2030. But it's just a question of where do I allocate my resources and my time. So I'm not putting more money into the market, even though, again, because I'm not putting it doesn't mean that these prices aren't like ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous right now. And we'll see, if I don't start my startup full time in May, then, I'll have a lot of money. Maybe I'll put it in the market, but ultimately got to see. Erwin says, appreciate the work you're putting in, man. Full-time economics and business student, so my phone is always either on your channel, Bloomberg, or Tom's. Haha, love it. Thank you, Erwin, so much for your attention. I appreciate that, man. What do you think we might get by inflation starting to fall by May or June? I mean, we should start to see inflation below 7.9% by June. If inflation's at 8.3, 8.5%, this ain't getting better, man. This is not getting better. Like, it needs to decline. Like, it really, really does. So, hopefully. I will never invest in biotech stocks. I understand, David. I did. And the biotech that I'm in, I'm so heavily convinced. So it's like, it's not even, I don't even want to call it irrational because like all of my due diligence is so solid, but I don't talk about it publicly on the channel because it's a biotech and biotechs can crash and burn in flames. I just think my biotech is so undervalued. It's like not even funny at this point. So when I make my, 10x on that, I will let you guys know. But again, I don't talk about it publicly because it's too risky. Biotech is I'd rather you, like, if I had to give you a choice between where to put your money, it would be in Google or Palantir over a biotech because it's risky. It's very risky right now. So that's kind of how it is. Google below 2,700. Could you imagine if Elon takes a stake in Palantir? That would be wild, bro. I think like Palantir's going into space with the Satellogic stuff and SpaceX going into space. If there's any world in which Palantir could collaborate with them, it might be the space stuff. I just think Tesla and SpaceX are such vertically integrated companies. They don't really work with outside, vendors and stuff. But if they were, man, that could be an amazing combination. Which biotech? It's PPBT, guys. Purple Biotech. PPBT. StockTwits is where you'll find the due diligence on the company. You're not going to find it on Twitter. You're not going to find some articles. StockTwits, PPBT ticker. The guy named Brad Lassance, he's going to be the main guy talking on StockTwits. He's written enough DD on that company to basically like do a 7-year thesis. Like, it's actually insane. I think he has like a $500,000 position or something. Like, he's deep into it. So what do you do at your full-time job? So I have a consulting job. and because of my consulting job, I work with clients. So in my consulting, I teach them public speaking and communication skills. So they pay me a decent amount of money to like help them get better at communication. The story starts because I did debate in high school. I should actually I'm going to show you guys on this live stream today some of my results from high school. But I did debate in high school, got really good, ended up getting a name for myself. A lot of clients wanted me to start teaching them, whether they were corporations or private people with their kids and all this stuff. And it turned into a business. And ever since then, I've been doing that. Tom in the chat says Elon and Peter will end up collaborating for sure, just a question of time. I agree. Now, they kind of hate each other, given their history. But I do think that, like, they're building such phenomenal companies. There's no reason their hate should, like, overshadow their overall love for each other eventually. Like, it has to at some point, right? All right, I'm going to go to this website right now. This website is called tabroom.com, okay? Tabroom.com. So here we go. On this website, I'm going to prove to you guys that I actually was good at debate. Think of this as the Google for debate. All the debate tournaments and all the history of debate that has happened, it's on this website. So I'm going to go right now to results. And I'm going to click on 2015 to 2016, which was my senior year. And I'm gonna press well, hold on. Let me press search. And then I need to find the right one. Oh, here it is. Okay. So if you click on NDCA, Baker and DBF, here we go. So we click on LD. I did LD. Okay, I did LD. That's the type of debate I did. And you go down to 2015. That's when my senior year started. As you can see right here, I was the 7th best debater in the United States of America. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And by the way, I beat all of these people at least once, but I ended up as the 7th. So these were the major tournaments I competed against. These are the points I got. 12,630 or 1,1263 points. And there it goes. Amit, next week we want to have you on Money Talks. We moved to 7:30 a.m. recording, so you can do it. All right, Tom, I am down. You guys heard it here. 115 people live. I will be on Money Talks next week, Monday. It'll be great. I'm very much looking forward to it. Let's go to the Money Talks channel right now, because if you guys subscribe to my channel and you don't know this, you guys need to know this. They moved their so the show used to come out at 6 p.m. Now it's at 7:30 a.m. It's on the Sense Invest channel. The Sense Invest channel has been growing as well. And it's good stuff. I mean, just look at these thumbnails. Like, this is professional quality shit. So these guys, they do a morning talk show. I hosted it a couple of times when Justin was out. And basically it's a stocks debate show. I highly recommend you guys to check it out. If you guys are looking, if you guys are like scroll through a bunch of videos for YouTubers to get your stocks updates, this 30-minute show in the morning, I think, takes care of everything, and it adds a level of personality. It adds a level of, just due diligence, because Justin and Tom, they're deep. They're finance guys, right? The former finance analysis. They know this stuff, but they're entertaining as well. And I'm not just saying this because I love these guys. I mean, like, I watch this show myself. Like, these guys are legit. I listen to it every day when I drive back home from work, so I would recommend checking it out. Show them my meltdown. Okay, we're gonna see your meltdown. Here we go. I think it's right here in the Fed said what topic, right? All right, so let's look at one. Let's look at one 5-minute segment from these guys. Let me turn my thing off. Hold on.
Okay, let's move on to our first real topic of the day. The Fed came out with its FOMC minutes yesterday, and the S&P kind of freaked out a little bit. It went down, it went up, it went down, closed about flat. And, basically they signaled that they could raise rates by 0.5 percentage point at their meeting early next month and begin reducing their $9 trillion asset portfolio, or their balance sheet, which I think is like the bigger deal. I guess what are your reactions, Tom? And why didn't we find that the market reacted more strongly?
So you're asking me, why did the market?
Okay, it's in the GM section, so I'm going there. The Chevy Bolt comeback. All right, let's see. I actually didn't get to catch this one, so I'm excited for this. All right, let's see this. Here we go. You guys ready? Let's see Tom's meltdown. I actually didn't watch this yet, Tom. This was yesterday, right? Yeah, I didn't catch yesterday's yet. I think I caught like the first 5 minutes of it. All right, here we go. Let me turn my mic off. I'm actually excited for this. I didn't see this yet.
You know what it feels like to me? It feels like the SEC is saying, hey, the United States antitrust regulators have been falling asleep at the wheel for the last 15 years. We're going to have to mop up after them because they don't fucking do their job.
It's like how Al
Name
Capone.
one antitrust litigation against a big tech company or any big company in the US that worked in the last 10 years.
It might be a less interesting way, like analogy to Al Capone getting put into prison through whatever
For
tax
taxes.
evasion versus
yeah, they put him on
murdering
tax
people.
evasion.
So yeah, like it could be one of those things. Like let's use the SEC to try to get him in trouble. Moving on to the next story, GM expects a record year for these. Yeah, I didn't know that the hot takes were going to happen in this section, but GM expects a record year of Chevy Bolt EV sales following a fire recall back in 2016. So just a little reminder, the automaker restarted production and shipments of the Bolt electric vehicle and a larger EUV version this week. Production of the vehicles at a plant in Michigan had largely been down since August, when the automaker recalled every Bolt that had been produced at the factory since 2016 because there were 19 vehicle fires. Just pulling up a picture here, there were vehicle fires. Bad juju there. But I will say the new one looks pretty fine. It reminds me of the new Mustang SUVs, the EVs. And
another success story.
And
the Mustang
I have actually seen more than 5 on the road, by the way, Tom. Actually, here in Florida, it's interesting.
More than 5. Wow.
I actually see them around the road, actually. But anyway,
Well, first of all, they already beat Lucid, if that's the case.
the comments section and I disagree with you, Tom. Lucid will deliver cars. Okay, so
Lucid will deliver a fart.
Okay. Anyway, continuing on here, I do know though that early adopters have always kind of really liked the Nissan Leaf and the Chevy Bolt, and I've always thought of them as like very good early EVs that really paved the way here in the United States. So I don't have like negative feelings for the Bolt and the Nissan Leaf. I feel bad that there were like 19 fires, but I do agree with you. I think their reputation is a little bit behind, and I mean, they did 25,000 units last year, by the way, the Bolt. And
Amazing.
so do you think that they're going to like have a record year, meaning 25,001 units this year?
Well, define the record year. If they recalled every single car, they need literally one car on the road to stay on the road to break the record, right?
No. Every car from 2016 was recalled because it had a
it's even
faulty
worse.
battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, look. GM. Let me describe in 3 words what I think of GM. Look, this company has put out a dog shit of a product that self-combusts under the pretenses of creating a Tesla killer. And the only thing it potentially killed, it's its own passengers and drivers, allegedly. If we had parking lots in the United States banning the Bolt from stepping foot in the parking lot. So look, the hottest car in the market, it was literally on fire, is now out again for a rebrand, relaunch. How many people would set foot in the car that it's been combusting, like spontaneously self-combusting? How would they sell it's another one of this classic, look, I don't hate GM, and a lot of people depend on GM, and I pray that they actually get their shit together, but they're going about it the wrong way. It's this fucking thing again where they're all fucking talk and no walk. More talk, more renderings, more presentations, more claims.
No, they're
zero
selling the
actual
cars.
execution.
They're actually
What?
selling these. They're selling them. So you're just, I think
How many they
you're
sold?
exaggerating.
How many they sold? How
They
many
said
they sold?
25,000 in this article.
How many this year they sold?
Okay, look, at the end of this article, it says the Bolt nameplates achieved record sales of nearly 25,000 units last year, topping sales of the Bolt EV.
How many of those were recalled?
23,000 in 2017. That's 10 times more than Rivian.
How many of these were actually still on the road because they're not recalled?
No. The only ones that are recalled are from 2016. So they're selling them.
Why
So
is the
they're
factory
just-
not
they're
making
just
anymore?
projecting
Didn't they shut
records
down
that-
the factory? Where's the factory? Why is this factory still
Michigan.
out? No, if the factory
Or
is still
Detroit.
like out of commission, like how are they going to break record numbers if the factory is not even back
No,
online
the
yet?
record numbers are going to come from them relaunching this to Americans. Like you see their new marketing stuff. They don't mention the old fires.
It's all they do is marketing,
it's-
bro. It's all they do is they talk and they talk and they talk about how great the stuff they're gonna do are gonna be. Like, come to me at 2023 when you had record-breaking numbers and say, "Hey guys, we did it. We had a record-breaking year." This shit with GM all over again. Hey, the Hummer EV is gonna be amazing. The Bolt is gonna be amazing. We're gonna do this. Nikola is gonna be amazing. We're investing in Nikola. Like all this talk before they get any shit done, and then eventually when you see the execution, it's just total dog shit. It's like, why not do things opposite? Just shut the fuck up, stop spending money on ad revenue, and just go fucking build an EV that sells, come back to us with results.
Okay, so let's be clear here. Tom is taking a very, very, very strong stance that he thinks the Bolt is no bueno, right? But I think it's not a great car, but it does look like it's priced right. They're going for like the really low market. You see here, it's at EPA estimated range or whatever, perfect range of 260 miles, which is very, very solid. My first
car.
No,
It's a golf cart.
my first Tesla.
Yo, did this man just say it's a golf cart? All right, this is an interesting little rant by Tom. No, I like this. So this hopefully gives you a good context of the show, right? Like the show to me is like two people going back and forth, not always disagreeing, not always agreeing, but like really discussing a little bit more in depth of a lot of this stuff. And this is where, you know, Tom gets his ability to ultimately go off. So we'll finish a little bit more of this and then we'll move on.
Had 205 miles
Which
of range.
year was it in?
2017, and then
We're 5 years later,
It
my
starts
guy.
at $31,500, which is like really cheap for a brand new car.
No, it's a $30,000 car, bro. It's a $30,000 car.
Yeah. So what? Okay. So let me
range?
just. I will agree with you on one piece though. I do think that most of these sales are cannibalizing Chevy cars. So I agree with you that it's like a lot of hype, because I actually think that people buying Bolts otherwise would be buying like the cheaper end of Chevy or Ford cars. So I agree with you
You've
there.
been rich for too long when you think a $30,000 car is a cheap car, bro. It's a lot of money
In
for a
America,
car.
that's like a economy starting car, bro.
It's
Where do you live, bro?
$30,000.
Come on. Where are you getting a $30,000 brand new car from here in America? Especially EV.
You're kidding me, right? You're kidding
Like
me.
brand new. I'm saying brand new, not used. Although used cars are expensive nowadays. Anyway,
Well, yes, used cars are expensive right now, but look, you can get a Mazda 3 2022 brand new for $24,000. And I'd argue the Mazda 3 is going to be 10 times better than this hot pile of garbage. Look, I'm not spending $30,000 on a car that may or may not spontaneously combust based on previous empirical data. And I'm not going to spend $30,000 on a car that gives me 200 miles of range in 2022. I mean, even I can get a, come on, bro. It's, again, with this fucking GM nonsense. All fucking yappity yap, no execution. Get me a fucking 400-mile car.
Okay, I will give it to you.
It actually sells.
I will give you that like a Corolla or like a Mazda starts at 20,000. So yeah, there is like a whole tier
It's
below
better.
this.
It's better. It's better than this fucking
This might be
golf car.
the Nissan Leaf is how much? And let me just look it up real quick. This is an interesting segment.
The Nissan Leaf is actually a car that's been tested in Europe. It's very popular. People actually drive it. It's a successful
People drove it back
vehicle.
in Tennessee, and like I've seen a lot of Nissan Leafs, and it's totally very good.
I didn't say a word about the Nissan Leaf. I said nothing about the Nissan Leaf.
Okay, so
The Nissan Leaf has been battle tested in Europe. People fucking love that car. It's
and
a cheap
in the
Me
States
Too option.
and in the States. So okay, so
Yeah,
the
but
Nissan Leaf
what the
starts
fuck
at
is the Bolt?
27,400, right? With 25 to 35 miles less range, more tested. So I agree. The Nissan Leaf looks like a better buy here. But who's buying the Bolt?
Also,
25,000
though,
volts.
Justin, it's not just about the numbers. You know, when I have this piece of shit computer, right? This piece of shit computer, it cost me a lot of money by Razer. It's the top of the line, all the specs. Like, I can read you the specs, but it's like fucking insane. It's insane.
Yeah, the Razer book, yeah.
And it's a piece of garbage. It's a piece of garbage. For using this for 6 months, fuck you, Razer. For using this for 6 months, I can tell you that this is the worst computer I've ever had. Even though the specs are amazing. It's all about This is Razer. I want a fucking refund from this, bro. It's a fucking piece of shit. It doesn't mean nothing. The specs are meaningless. The execution is everything. And they've consistently proven they can't execute.
Okay. Okay, you heard it from. I have more to say about Razer too. That's interesting.
This is garbage,
We're never gonna get Razer to sponsor the show.
Fucking $4,000 for this garbage.
I know that's why I
shit.
haven't bought. I never bought the Razer book. I tried to have them send me one for free, but
don't buy a Razer. Do not buy a Razer product ever, ever, ever.
All right, let's
scam.
Okay, we're gonna go over time today, but I hope those of you that do find the show, I think this is one of the more fun shows. One of the more fun shows we've done. And we don't have the time to edit a lot of the F-bombs, so I apologize for those with family around. Let's move on to our last segment. It's called Popper.
Well, as you can see, see, this is why I love Tom. He's just like, he goes, this, you know, it's hard to fake that type of personality. It's a very Stephen A. Smith type of personality. If you guys know Stephen A. Smith, he's made his name for his communication style for sports and sports debating, and that's kind of what Tom does. So in that segment, we got Screw GM. We got a lot of F-bombs, if you guys are into the F-bombs. I'm happy they don't edit it out, too, because like it's like it gives you the raw sort of emotion of the show. And we got a Screw GM because they don't execute with a comparison to a Razer book. Now, I would agree with you. I haven't had a Razer book, but I've heard those things suck when it comes to actually being able to execute on this. Theo says manufacturers need Tom as their tester. Yeah, they do. Toshiba was legit. The Asus is hanging in there. Yeah, that is also true. That is true. I'm pissed from just watching myself. But the cool thing about watching Tom, and again, like, if you guys aren't subscribed to this, you got to give the show a chance at least. The reason I want people to give the show a chance is because the show is doing something different that no other show on YouTube is actually doing. They're trying something different, right? They're not just doing a trillion videos a day on stocks. They're actually trying to make something of high quality production, which is why, you know, I'm excited to host the show. I mean, it's a really, really interesting show. I think it has, I told Tom and Justin this a while ago, I think the show can scale to hundreds of thousands of views today, and I think it can be bought by a media company one day, even though I don't think they would sell to a media company, but I think it can. So, like, those types of raw, like, the thing, like, so let's talk about content for a second, right? If you wanted to make that type of a show, like, let's say Tom wanted to have that type of reaction on his YouTube channel, I don't think it's that easy to do. It's very, very difficult to be able to do that because you're not in the moment. It's not a dynamic. You kind of got to fake it for the camera if you're just one-on-one talking to the camera, even though he could do that. I mean, I've done that when I'm just like talking to my camera, but it's still not in the moment. When you have a show, when you have someone who takes the opposite side, when you're able to have different segments, when you have people who can edit it like immediately, there's a new dynamic to how you can really make content interesting. And you get hot takes like that. And the other thing is, I think they started a clips channel. Is it in this description? They got to put it in the description. But I think it's just like Money Talks Clips. And that could be an amazing clip, right? That could be an amazing clip. I think Tom put it on his Twitter. We'll check it on Twitter. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking out the show because you will get to see Tom being upset at GM and their. Why do you have 51.2K, bro? You just had 50. This man just keeps getting more followers. Talks shit about GM, gets more followers. Oh, and this is his grandfather dies. Mr. Pizdets, Big Didushka. Retired truck driver, professional ass kicker, grandfather of internet idiot Tom Nash. I don't care about your opinion. That's how it is. Okay, where's the clips channel? There it is. Money Talks Clips. I am subscribed. Yes, I'm subscribed to it. So these are the clips. So you guys got to make the GM thing a clip, bro. Like, a GM thing has to be a clip. But see, also from a content perspective, I think it makes so much sense because, like, I don't know, they do 5 segments per episode. That's 5 perfect clips, you know, that you can target in the algorithm. Then you have the full show. I think there's a, you know, and then, you know, if they get TikTok involved, the show can go really well. Can't wait for Amit to host it. Appreciate it, Tom. Can't wait to be on it. It's going to be fun. That morning show is one of the funniest. Thank you, Tom and Justin. Tom and Amit, I can help you build your own PC. I'm in IT. Just let me know. It's pretty easy, though. Yeah, no, a lot of people, when I hosted the show, they enjoyed it. I thought it was a good dynamic. I think me, Tom, and Justin, it'll be interesting to see how we can pull it off. But, like, if we can pull it off, man, this thing could be dope. This thing could be really, really dope. All right, so that's the morning open. Again, guys, 7th best debater in the United States. Let me see if I can pull up. I always say I was the 3rd best public speaker in Europe, and a lot of people don't believe me. I'm going to try to get the stats so you guys can see I was the 3rd best speaker in Europe. Where is the... Okay, I think it's on this Facebook. So it was a hotel. It's a tournament called Winter Holiday Open. I need to go to 2015. That's where you'll see the results. So I got to scroll past 7 years, which hopefully should be able to do because they shouldn't be posting that often. But that's where it comes from there. He has 1,000 followers already. Yo, can we go to his account? Actually, again, I'm trying to believe you, Tom, that this is real. Like, it better be real, bro. Big Dedushka. What does Dedushka mean? I'm about to look that up. In a Russian. It means dick, right? Hold on. Dedushka translation in English, yeah. Granddad. Oh. Never mind. Saying Putin is not rational is a very lazy analysis. Putin is very rational and calculated, and he will get his goal at whatever cost needed. He has zero value for human life freedoms. He values strength and influence. Ukraine is fighting the West battles now. Poland's next, okay? Headaches and toothaches. It looks like he needs a dentist. Yo, why is your grandpa hitting on Andre Jake, bro? Is this really you, Tom? Is it like, I mean, if it's your grandpa has some fucking balls to do this. This is hilarious. But also, this is not how you type. That's why I don't think it's you, Tom, because, like, it doesn't seem like you type like that. Stock market is very dangerous, like being married to a bipolar crazy lady, so I've heard. If your kid looks at you like that, you did your job in this world correctly. Grandpapa proud of this lady and a granddaughter. That's nice. Ketanji Jackson was affirmed on the Supreme Court yesterday, so very, very awesome. Should I start a YouTube channel? Why all these kids have a migraine? I don't understand why all that. All right, Tom, you're saying dude's real. I'm believing you. I believe in you. Your stock market is made of a marshmallow. 0.5% of future interest rates increase and $95 billion a month bond reduction sends it flying down like a penis in a Belarusian. Okay, I think this Twitter is going to probably explode over Tom's Twitter because this type of quality tweets you don't get on Tom's Twitter. Like, imagine Tom tweeted that to 50,000 people. That's, there will be one reaction to that. You think this is a bad day in the market? What do you say, 1973? In 1973, my uncle Vor accidentally shit his pants during football game. See, the reason I think it's Tom's grandfather and not him is because I think if it was Tom, he would say, in 1973, my uncle Vor accidentally shit his pants during a football game, right? Proper grammar. So the fact that he didn't use that article, that A, makes it seem like maybe it is his grandfather. He is exploding on Twitter. All right, people are saying, Tom is saying it's real. Back in 1984, I was driving back home from a party. I saw a policeman standing on the side of the road. However, a roundabout came at me very fast, and I failed to negotiate or turn around it and instead drove through it. The policeman saw it and was standing there saluting me. I'm convinced he must have assumed I was a politician, communist asshole. The other reason I think it's your grandfather's, I don't think Tom has time to do all these tweets. Like, because the way I understand Tom is he's a busy guy. So I don't think he's doing this tweet stuff. Putin is a street thug. He will push you until you punch him in his forehead if he doesn't stop. Economic sanctions to him is like threatening to call his mom and telling her he's beating you up. He needs to see strength in front of him, otherwise he will keep going. All right, guys. Big Dedushka. I'm going to follow it. I didn't follow yet. There is my follow. Big Dedushka. Professional ass kicker, grandfather of the internet idiot Tom. You got to have a cool banner. What's the banner here? Also, I'm assuming this is not the profile picture of your grandpa. This is just like an old guy. All right. So yeah, guys, follow Money Talks. I think it's gonna be an amazing show. And yeah, that was me, 7th best debater in the United States. Let's go back to Webull, see how things are going. Things still suck. Have him on the morning show as a guest. Yo, Tom, I think you gotta hype up that episode. If we have the grandpa on a morning show, that's gonna be one hell of a morning show. One hell of a morning show. Yeah, guys. All right. I think that's it. That's the stock market open. I gotta go get a haircut. I gotta go eat some Reese's Puffs. When I go all in on my startup, I'm going to be basically live streaming all day, to be honest. That's one of my strategies. So you guys are going to see me all day, and you're going to be able to be with me, and you're going to see the journey of me building it, so it'll be fun. But it's going to be fun. Dude is going to be bigger than me. Yeah, I mean, if he keeps tweeting like that, he's probably going to be bigger. Last thing I'll say, it's a Friday. You probably had some goals this week. I had some goals this week. Maybe you accomplished them, maybe you didn't. Do not let the end of this day go by. What is that quote? Matthew McConaughey was saying it in Interstellar. Do not go so gently into the night. Fight for your goals on this end of the week. I know a lot of you that are hustlers are going to be working Saturday and Sunday like me. So the end of the week is not here yet, but take some time, enjoy the day, spend some time with your family, but also get some shit done. You got to get some shit done. Don't procrastinate, get it done. Hopefully you have a good morning. Forget about the market. Take Tom's advice. The market will be fine, and you need to relax, and I need to relax as well, right? And I've already gotten to that zone where I don't even care that much about like my portfolio anymore. I just like, it is what it is. Move on, get the rest of the shit done. Got to go do other stuff, and got to get things moving. I appreciate all of you, 96 of you. I think we had 130 at the top watching this with me. One day I believe it'll be 1,000. And these are the glory days of just being in the dirt and the grind and doing it. Waking up in the morning when you don't want to wake up, talking for an hour when you barely even brush your teeth. Like, I love it so much. I love the grind. I love the hustle. I love everything. I love the work. That's the main thing. I love the work, and I love the results that come from the work if you put in the work. And I love the journey of doing the work. So, exciting times, April 2022. Let's see what happens. Thank you all so much for joining. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And I hope you guys accomplish the goals that you need to accomplish over the next week and the next couple of days. Is the crew doing a live collab later tonight? When you mean crew, I don't know who. I think you mean Tom, Justin, and me. We'll be doing the morning show next week, so not live tonight. Today's Friday, also. It's a little bit hard for people to do stuff on Friday, but that's true. Yo, Pouncer's announcing some stuff with Alliance with Microsoft, and you were sleeping on it. I'll look into it. I will definitely look into it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.